New York Governor Kathy Hochul held a press event on Thursday to discuss transportation in New York. The governor gave an update on the plan to pave potholes in her state. Hochul served as lieutenant governor before the resignation of Andrew Cuomo and said that she's, quote, had a personal encounter with just about every pothole that's out there. Hochul is in a tightening race with Republican Representative Lee Zeldin for governor. A Quinnipiac University survey released this week found Hochul with just a 4 percentage point lead over Zeldin, the closest any nonpartisan poll has found in the race so far.
Potholes. I want to first of all thank our incredible, hardworking, dedicated Commissioner of DOT, Commissioner Dominguez, who has done an extraordinary job and just embraced her role to really just champion the cause of our communities, making sure that they are connected, that they have the resources they need, and that we take care of some of the most basic needs, and that is to take care of our roads and our potholes. I also want to introduce Assemblymember Taylor Dowling, and I'll be mentioning why she's here in particular, a conversation we had that led to this day, and I want to thank her as well. I also want to give credit to our President, Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, Senator Kirsten Gillibrand, and all the members of Congress who actually voted for infrastructure dollars that we're able to use here today. I think that's critically important. So last time I was here, we were talking about auto thefts and the theft of catalytic converters just earlier in this week, because that's one of the main drivers of property crimes. But it's also, as we talk about car owners and what they have to deal with, it's not just having the threat of your vehicle stolen, it's also the additional costs that come from repairs when you have damage done to your vehicle because of potholes. So I'm here to announce that we're making progress. I really conveyed my disdain for potholes in even my State of the State address. And I know this road, I know this community, I know this entire state because as Lieutenant Governor, I traveled over 370,000 miles on our roads. And so I've had a personal encounter with just about every pothole that's out there. And when I come to Long Island, many times you have had some of the worst. And I said, literally 6 months ago today, we made a commitment that we would work hard, we deploy the resources, the teams, the hardworking men and women of the DOT and our private union friends who helped us get the job done. But I said, we can do this and do it quickly. So here we are to make an announcement. We've made tremendous progress. And I want to mention again why Taylor Dowling is here. I was speaking to her last fall, I think it was, and I said, where are you? There's a lot of noise there. She says, well, I'm in a tire repair shop because I just had an encounter, or a family member had an encounter with a pothole. We have over $500 worth of damage, and it isn't the first time. And I said right then, I said, we're going to fix those. We're coming after them. We're going to say no family should have to endure the stress and the additional cost, especially when everything is going through the roof and we're concerned about rising costs in groceries and in gas. Unfortunately, the gas will start coming down now, but you don't need this. People don't need that grief. They don't need to have to dish out that kind of money because of something that they didn't have anything to do with. It was just a failure of infrastructure on our highways. So we announced a $1 billion Pave Our Potholes plan in my State of the State. It was one of the most applauded things I did for people who live in communities like this. It's a 5-year program to allocate over $500 million for local roads and also $500 million for state roads. We're partnering with our local governments as well. They're not all on state highways. We feel a responsibility, and I appreciate this coming out of local government for 14 years, that the state actually is helping the local governments have the funds they need to get this done. So I'm proud to announce that the completion of our $80 million project to resurface the Long Island Expressway from the Nassau-Suffolk border to Route 112 in Suffolk County. As I mentioned, we announced this 6 months ago. I am delighted that we are literally 1 month ahead of schedule. And I want to commend you for being so persistent, Commissioner Dominguez, and your team in getting this job done. That's how I like to do it. You can tell me 6 months, you can tell me 7 months. I'm going to say, okay, I know we can shave off some time there, and you announced that as well. We're also announcing we're completing the third of 3 major Southern State Parkway resurfacing projects, over 121 lane miles, and overall new asphalt on over 442 lane miles all across Long Island just in this year, just since the season started. So Southern State, the LIE, finishing these projects, but it's more than that. it's also, as I mentioned, we have a responsibility to fix our deteriorating roads. These are those quality of life issues that people talk about. And as I come to Long Island constantly, travel the state, when I'm here, I hear so much about our love for the islanders, property taxes, and potholes. And I can't help the islanders. I hope they have a great season, but I know there's at least 2 areas we can help out, and also property taxes by getting more money to our school districts so they have the ability to reduce their taxes. But right now, because of deteriorating roadways, New Yorkers' roadway conditions result in over $7 billion in additional operating costs, and 1 out of 10 U.S. drivers have suffered vehicle damage. Average New Yorker spends $632 because of road damage a year on their vehicles, money that they'll never get back. So as our families and our motorists getting hit with rising costs, we decided it's time to turn our potholes into knotholes. So since I took office, we've awarded $1.3 billion in capital work across the state, improving over 3,100 miles, and that impact is over $2.3 billion. We're making thousands and thousands of miles, over 4,000 lane miles improvements. So we're going to continue. I'm just here to say, got the job done. I commend everybody who had a role in this. This is incredible, an historic investment. More money has been spent just this past year to take care of a problem that has been long associated with Long Island, and no more will we tolerate substandard roads or potholes on our highways. So if you're going to use the roads, we're going to maintain them, and that's exactly what we're going to keep doing. With that, Commissioner Dominguez, I want to thank you for being the leader that we needed when I said, right in this spot 6 months ago, let's get the job done, and you did it. So congratulations, and let's hear from a great commissioner, Mary Trace Dominguez.